This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to the show never ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Ipico.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 508, Rotten Eggs, because this stinks.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, we'll talk about it, but it's just like, come on. So we were off last week because just got in the way, didn't get back to it. So since our last show, we've lost Montreal away 4-1. We somehow drew 4-4 against DC, even though we had two different leads in that game. I'm sorry, we never trailed, I should say. Then we lost 2-0 away to Cincy. In that game, I want to make sure I get this right when I say this. Montreal, that's 5. I got to make sure to take out New York City. So they had 8 goals going into that game against us all season. Went up to 12. EC had 4 going into the game against us and hadn't scored in a month. And Cincy, oh, that's not as bad, but still, they. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this team at the moment.
Yeah.
You want to get into what fans have said, and then we'll talk our thoughts.
Right. I'll read a few posts that we had after the 4-4 draw. We were a little bit late posting about Montreal, so no responses there. But after the 4-4 draw, MJNES. Sure. Said, we scored 4 times and yet I'm so annoyed. DC scored 4 goals all year and they put 4 on us and it could have been worse. Bradley had to adjust the defense when you have a 2-goal lead so you aren't giving up chance after chance. Nealis and Veloder are not MLS starters, so protect them a bit. And then Fridge Buzz said, seems like Bradley is incapable of changing tactics to suit the scoreline. It's just one speed the whole time. And then let me go to the comment after that 2-0 loss. Our friend Ed Ritter said, the loss is completely on Bunchy's performance, responsible for both goals and poor in almost every aspect. Terminate his loan. We looked like the much better team once he left the field. With better finishing, we might have taken a point. Oh, and then Brian Smith replied to him saying, after Bunchy was subbed, the defense looked 100 times better.
In fairness, that last thing, Cincy had a 2-goal lead and decided to defend. They weren't attacking as much in the second half. All right, anyway, let's get into our thoughts. Truman, you can go first. What did you dislike the most about these 3 games?
Well, let me just say this. This team stinks. I hate watching them. They can't score when they need to score, and then when do score, they give up a ton of scores. They're pathetic. The manager stinks. The stars can't play well. I hate them. Now, that's enough about the New York Mets. I'm going to talk about the New York Red Bulls because they've also been quite disappointing. What more is to say after a 4-4 draw at home against DC? I mean, anger level, huge after that disgusting performance in Montreal. That was pathetic. Pathetic. I can turn away slightly from a Cincy loss. I think we all saw that coming. Again, they could have ended with a point somehow, but there is no excuse for those blown leads against DC United in your own building, literally scoring and then giving up another goal seconds later after that. Horrific defending, Steve Jolly made a great point during the radio broadcast saying that the back line was playing really flat and too high up. And then I think that punished them, I think, in the first 2 goals that DC scored. I don't know why you're not adjusting. I don't know why you're putting a couple more guys back. DC kept countering. It was fucking really sad. They could have had a game-winning goal, but of course there was that foul, there was that shove in the box, which should have been disallowed, which it was. But pathetic showing by this team. It is going to be a mediocre team. Do I think they get in the playoffs? Probably, because they're just going to be mediocre enough to get in. But just like the New York Mets, who are fucking embarrassing, I had way bigger expectations for this team, and they are both letting me down in a huge way.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Fucking amen.
Where to start? Because this is not gonna be one dislike, honestly. Okay, let's. Before I start talking, is there anything you like about these games?
Oh my god!
I feel like the dislikes are just gonna outweigh the likes.
I don't even know. I don't know. I got nothing.
I feel like we can't even just enjoy the fact that we scored 4 against DC.
Well, I will say this: Ruvalcaba had a couple really good goals there. That's it. And you know what? I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all.
How can you? He was. Ruvalcaba had 2 goals and an assist that game?
Yeah, I'm not mad at those guys because it's this fucking midfield and defense that absolutely sucks. Oh, by the way, Jay, what did we talk about? We actually talked about this before they played Miami. These piss fucking poor plays from the back line, from the goalie to the back line. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I didn't watch the Montreal game. I think I got to 2-0. It's like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm glad I decided to not watch. Honestly, I didn't even look at the highlights to see what the last set of goals looked like. That's how annoyed I was. DC game, yes, Bradley is not changing tactics mid-game. Like I said, there's a reason we looked so much better defensively against Cincy. Whether it's you want to say it got Bungie or not, Cincy was not even trying as much, or is it? Cincy was not pushing as far up the field in the second half because they didn't need to, which makes our defense automatically look better. We scored 4, but we sucked on defense, and I've been kind of trying to wrap my head around why he didn't tactically change anything. I think the reason he didn't change is because he didn't have trust in his defense, which is terrible to say. That's me purely speculating, but I can't see any other reason to not change your tactics up to nothing. You want to tell me it's the first half and you want to finish it off strong? Sure, I get that. But at a certain point, you back off a little bit. You don't play the defensive line like right next to midfield. Back them off like 10, 15, 20 yards.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not even saying you have to drop halfway back. Just you don't play that far up. Because our players, and it's been pretty clear, we do not have speed to recover in most cases.
Nope.
So why would you leave that much fucking space for anybody to go into? Bungie, you want to talk about what he did? Sure. He overcommitted on the first goal. I don't know why he made the challenge on that penalty. I was looking up his transfer market page because I was trying to see his loan deal ends in June, by the way. But did you know he's technically listed as a midfielder on transfer market?
Huh.
In what position was he playing?
Maybe it's just better list him there and not have him listed as a defender.
But that's not if assuming that's correct and he's a midfielder naturally, why the fuck are we still playing midfielders in defense? Do we not learn our lesson against Charlotte?
I think you know the answer to that. We have not.
Listen, I want Michael Bradley to work out, just like I want Aaron Glenn to work out for the Jets. But you know what? I am fucking sick and tired, and I'm not making this personal. I am just fucking sick and tired of seeing the teams that I follow in the U.S. trust first-year head coaches, and they get it all fucking wrong. Right? Jets have been on this fucking streak of hiring first-time head coaches, and it sucks. It looks like the Red Bulls are going to start going down that path, and it sucks. I personally thought Ibrahim Sagai was a better choice because as much as he didn't have first-team experience, at least he had a year or two, or sorry, I think 2 or 3 years as a head coach of Red Bulls too, so at least he had some actual coaching experience, not half a year of taking over the best team in MLS Next Pro. Mm-hmm. It's not the fucking Chris Armas 2.0. This is not what we should be getting in 2026 with the Red Bulls. Now I gotta take a break because I'm gonna give myself a heart attack.
You know what'd be nice? I'm going to write down how many times the teams that I like have had winning records, have actually gotten to the playoffs. Because I'll tell you what, it's fucking not a lot. It's not a lot. The only team that is consistently in the playoffs is the New York Red Bulls, and they don't do shit. They got to the finals once in all those years of being in the playoffs. One time.
Well, two if you count.
I'm
talking like recent history.
No, I'm going to go. What I'm saying is I'm using the Giants winning the Super Bowl in 2011. Okay, as the last championship that I've seen. Okay, that a team. Jay, you're in way bigger trouble than I am.
Well, yeah, because I haven't even been I haven't had I think I said one 500 or better season in that time, and that meant the playoffs since then. So
yeah. So if you think about it, since 2011, since that Giants Super Bowl, the city has not seen. What have they seen? They've seen one NYC FC title. Okay.
Who got them titles?
They've seen the Liberty win a championship, and they've seen Gotham FC win 2 championships. Nothing. The Knicks, nothing. The Nets, nothing.
2 Red Bulls, 2 titles for whatever that's worth.
Cool. They're minor league. Let's talk about the fucking Somerset Patriots then. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks.
I just had to point it out because it's within our organization, and the second team got it.
Great. Cool. Everyone goes to their games, so that's fucking awesome. Nets nothing, Mets nothing, Yankees nothing, Giants nothing, Jets nothing, Devils nothing, Islanders nothing, Rangers nothing. Nothing. We've seen nothing. It's pathetic. I hate that you and I have to get excited every year for the fucking NFL draft.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Because that's all we have to look forward to is our shitty teams with high draft picks and hoping these guys work out. And
the Jets somehow traded up for 3 first-round picks this year.
Which was great. And I still don't see Aaron Glenn surviving the season because I don't think the team's going to be good, and they shouldn't be expected to be any good. But he's going to catch the heat for a team with no real starting quarterback. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it is.
And we could go on about that too. If you want, we can go back to focusing on the Red Bulls. But this team is fucking infuriating to watch. Just the fucking piss poor defending is absolutely killing me right now. And I don't know why it doesn't get better. I don't know why there's no improvement. I mean, 6 goals against Charlotte, right? 6?
6 goals in 1 game against Charlotte. 7 goals and 2 against Montreal. 4 against DC. That's 4 games we're talking about in the year
where they just gave up just tons of goals. I mean, that's why they didn't stand a chance in Cincinnati. It didn't matter. You knew they were losing that game. They played a shit ton of games. You know, that like 2 games a week. So that also wears down your players. And I don't think, I mean, it's tough for MLS to have deep benches, which obviously they do not, and not being able to have the right guys coming out at the right time.
Yeah, and so this is not an excuse, what I'm about to say. But you mentioned the schedule, and World Cup, Leagues Cup equals much more compressed schedule than usual.
Yeah.
love it or hate it, going to a winter schedule may actually help us just in terms of congestion.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Those mid-February games are coming, and that'll make everyone feel a lot better.
I got to play this. By the way, just because I'm just looking it up, we are tied for second worst defensive record in the league.
Yeah, of course we are.
With Sporting KC.
Of course.
Only Orlando City is worse than us in terms of goals against. And guess what? Only 5 points away from us.
And Taxi, I love you, buddy. But do you realize this is why Jay was picking a blowout against Miami? Have you fucking watched this team play defense? That game is still shocking that they took a 2-2 draw out of that game. That game makes zero sense to anybody on this planet when you've seen the recent results on this team.
Oh, even the 4-4 against DC makes no fucking sense.
4 goals at home. 4 goals against that middling, shitty team in your own building, where you had the lead multiple times.
Up 2-0, up 3-1. 2 separate 2-goal leads. And you can't close the game out.
Yep. And it was they tied it to make it 3-3, and you still scored to go ahead, and then you still blew that.
Yep.
Egregious.
They don't love to win.
They don't hate to lose.
God.
I'm going to play this one more time just for people to understand where this team is at right now.
They don't love to win.
They don't hate to lose.
Fucking Shorzy nailed it. I guess we can move on.
I guess. I mean,
it's so hard to watch.
I got my anger out. I don't know if I keep talking, it's just going to get the anger up again.
Hard. And the fucking Knicks better get to the NBA Finals because I got nothing else going on right now. I really don't.
The
I don't even see
goddamn
that happening.
Jets.
Oh, we're not going to even have a great season from another team we're going to talk about later on in the show. But we're going to get there.
Yeah. Let's move on. Predictions. We each got a point. I got mine against EC because I called a draw. You got yours against Cincy for calling the loss. Do it me for thinking after the 4-4 draw that we could possibly score 3.
Yeah, that was very silly.
I was like, you know what, fuck it. This season doesn't make sense. Right? Who knows? 3-3 could happen. So I was wrong. First up for the Red Bulls this week, New York City FC in the Open Cup. No predictions because we don't do predictions for knockouts, but holy shit, is this coming at the worst time possible for the Red Bulls?
Yeah.
Because imagine if they were to lose to this team at Red Bull Arena in the Open Cup. Granted, I understand it's the Open Cup, so there's not as many people care. But still, it's New York City FC.
Some slight sense of pride in this game, right?
You would think. Do we think it's possible that they even win? I'm not even talking win in regulation, just win period.
We don't know. I don't know. Sure, but is it the game that they get motivated for, which they clearly got motivated for against Miami?
I mean, remember, they only beat USL side Pittsburgh Riverhounds 3-1.
Yep.
We haven't had a shutout since New England at home, second week of the season. So February. We haven't had a shutout since February. Oh, I forgot to mention, the defensive problems, not all of that's on the defensive line, too, because Ethan Horvath could have done some shit, but he didn't.
Yep.
Now, he got hung out to dry a bunch, too, so it's not all on him, but come on. When I know it's expecting a lot for the former U.S. goalkeeper / hopeful to be part of the World Cup squad to step up and do some stuff, but sorry, I had to bring that up. After the Open Cup game, the Red Bulls thankfully don't have to travel. They will stay home to face FC Dallas. That game is Saturday, May 2nd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Dallas, at least going into, I don't know if they're in the Open Cup, but right now their record is 3-4-3, 13 points, a +3 goal difference, 8th in the Western Conference. We only played Dallas once last year in the Open Cup. It was a 2-2 result with 4-3 win for Red Bulls on penalty kicks. Truman, you're up first for predictions. What do you think? I guess. So, are we just putting a disclaimer on these ones?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know.
So,
right.
Yeah. So, based off of New York City, these can change. But so, Truman, for now, what is your prediction for Saturday?
I'm going to go 1-1 draw. Even though they've given up a million goals, I can't see them scoring more than a goal because I think this team is just going to be completely worn down after Wednesday. And maybe they'll get their shit together against a team that, is almost as mediocre as we are. That maybe they can squeak this out. But I just can't see our team scoring a ton at this point.
I agree with not being able to score a ton, but I agree with the draw, but I'm going to go a little different just because I think I need to for points. I'm going to go 2-2. Actually, no, sorry, scratch that. 0-0.
Oh, boy.
Our first shutout in a while, and it's going to be when we don't score.
I like that thought process, honestly.
Because why not, right? The Red Bulls there has not been a game in which all games Red Bulls have played this year, there's been at least one goal. Why not just all of a sudden there's a 0-0?
Right, where they can't actually score a goal.
Yeah. And again, take those predictions for a grain of salt because they may change after Wednesday.
Yeah.
Red Bulls 2, let's talk about a team that can actually win. It's our last episode. 3-1 win at home versus Cincy number 2 and a 4-1 win against Columbus 2. That puts their record at 5-2-0, 17 points, a plus 11 goal difference, 4th in the Eastern Conference. Next match is on Sunday, May 3rd, 3 p.m. when they will travel to take on Philly 2. Gotham FC, 3-0 win on their return from international break against Bay FC. Puts their record at a very even 2-2-2. 8 points, plus 1 goal difference, 9th in the league. 2 matches coming up for them before we probably record next time. First is Wednesday, April 29th, 8 p.m. at Chicago Stars. And follows that up at home Sunday, May 3rd, 5 p.m. versus Racing Louisville. With that, it is time for the F1 update.
What the fuck was he doing? Honestly. Is he a fucking prick or what?
Well, we're back. We're back. We're finally back. We're back in Miami. You don't have to wake up at the crack of dawn to watch this race. I have not heard anything in the break. If Red Bulls have improved this car, I'm guessing they have not. So, I mean, I think you're just going to see probably Mercedes dominate this race again, unless Red Bull's hiding something. Hopefully Max is back in the F1 driving mood. But it will be nice to see something on Sundays again. I will say that.
And if you did want to watch free practice on Friday, apparently the first one's going to be 90 minutes instead of 60. Just because they've been off for like a month. I got nothing to add. What happens? Apparently Mercedes is doing like a pink or purple livery. Or sorry, at least the driver's uniforms will be like a weird pink color this year. Or this year. Okay. Makes you feel like they did it for Inter Miami, but who knows?
It's just, this is the Miami color.
Yeah. All right. With that, time for the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
I guess NFL draft.
NFL draft is exciting. I mean, I don't know what any of these players are going to turn into. I will say I think both teams did a great job getting as many players as they could. Jets did a great job getting 3 guys in the first round.
Yeah.
I think the Giants did a good job, picking an offensive lineman, picking another edge rusher. They have 25 of them, but they're going to move that guy around. But we don't know, right? We don't know. I think you and I will both say I think they both, on paper, had a very good draft. I think that's good news. I think the Jets did the right thing. They took a quarterback that will probably never be a full-time starter, but I think that's the plan anyway. I think they know next year's the year to get an actual, hopefully, future starting quarterback for this team.
And if you hit on a 4th rounder, then you hit on a 4th rounder. I mean, that's...
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which would be a bonus, right? It wasn't like they did pull the fucking LA Rams and drafted quarterback when you have Matt Stafford. I mean, that was the most insane pick of the whole draft.
I think I saw something on Reddit which kind of makes sense. You just let him ride behind Stafford for a year or two, as long as Stafford doesn't pull a Brett Favre.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, true, but he's going to be your starting quarterback this year. You could have gotten a wide receiver. What's his name? From was it USC? The wide receiver from there. Forget the kid's name that I think the Eagles ended up drafting. You could have had him. You could have added another weapon for that team. It's a fucking weird ass pick that they made. Very strange. At 13, where you could have been like a second round pick.
Yeah. I did like the Jets trading up for the 30th. I thought that was kind of cool. That's what happens when you have a bunch of draft capital. You can just start throwing it around.
And you know what the main reason, why they explained the main reason was? It was for that 5th year.
Oh, that's right, because the first pick's guaranteed 5 years, right?
Right.
Or, sorry, they're required to do 5-year contracts.
Right. It's like the 5th year option for those first round picks. So,
yeah.
And honestly, it would have been what 5 picks later or whatever, and because they were early in the second round. I thought that was a great move to trade up.
Yeah, we traded, I think, a 4th rounder and literally like our next pick, which was just like 3 or 4 spots later.
Yeah, so I thought that was a great move on their part.
There was something I saw. Hold on, I got see if I can find this now. See if I can find. I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not. There was something someone pointed out on Reddit that we just have this weird tendency, at least in the last few drafts, to pick cornerbacks with an apostrophe in their first name. So this year we picked D'Angelo Pons. Right, that was the cornerback the Jets picked up. I'm trying to think of how to spell this or how to search for this on Reddit. Find the post, because now I gotta. Maybe this is it. Nope, that's not it. All right, there was like the last 3 or 4 picks the Jets have made. Last 3 or 4 drafts, whatever cornerback we drafted always had an apostrophe in their name. It was just kind of weird.
That is strange.
Yeah. And it goes back, it was between 2 different GMs, right? So it's not even like the same GM the whole time. It's just this weird trend that somebody noticed. All right.
I have a little bit Premier League talk.
Yeah, so real quick, only because I don't want to forget this.
Okay.
Major Arena Soccer League, which I know nobody pays attention to. Even I don't really pay attention to it. But there was a playoff game, and so there was a playoff game. I think it was. I don't remember where it was. I know San Diego was one of the teams, but I can't remember where they were playing. Milwaukee. I think it was Milwaukee. Yeah. San Diego was playing in Milwaukee like that. And after the game, apparently the Milwaukee fans were giving the San Diego players shit, so naturally they started giving the shit back, but then it turned into an ugly affair with players from San Diego literally picking up drinks off a table and throwing them, like cans of beer and stuff.
Ooh.
This is the reason I wanted to bring it up. Stefan, the name wrong, Yankovic, has been permanently expelled from Major Arena Soccer League for severe and violent conduct. Banned from all MASL activities and facilities. And then, along with that, there was, looks like, hold on, 2 players that were given 1-game suspensions, a coach given 1-game suspension, a player given an undisclosed fine.
It's probably like $10.
I mean, it's MASL. It's not going to go hot, but still.
It's $10.
Another player, not from San Diego, not for whatever happened after the game, but was given a 1-game suspension following a red card for severe and violent conduct. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I saw a video at the beginning. It did not look good.
Yep.
But Like, it's not Ron Artest invades the palace level.
Right, it's not Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, it's not Mouse at the Palace, but still, what MASL is bad.
Yeah. It's okay, you
Right.
say MASL is just bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's interesting. Soccer in a hockey rink, but yeah. And the hockey rinks are not all the same size.
Right. Makes sense. Lots of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Baltimore's team basically plays on a basketball court. I exaggerate the size, but it's like close. I think was a team in Harrisburg who basically played in the big, I am not kidding about this, big barn for like horse and rodeo shows.
I love it.
So their field was huge. It's ridiculous. All right. Anyway, Premier League.
Yes, I have to talk about this. The race to the bottom continues. Tottenham waited till the 82nd minute to score a goal against Wolves to win a game 1-0 in their first Premier League win of 2026. It's April. The bad news for them is that they are still third from bottom because West Ham and Nottingham Forest both also won this weekend. So they are still 2 points in the drop zone. All games are even. West Ham has 36 points. Tottenham has 34 points. The weird thing is that they're doing pretty good in frickin' in frickin' like Champions League, which is crazy. That makes zero sense.
Possibly the first team in the championship to be in the Europe.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. But it is getting very scary for them. Very scary. I mean, Leeds is staying up. Leeds has now 40 points, so they are currently they are 6 points clear. I mean, there's Nottingham Forest and West Ham below them, so I think Leeds will be safe. Nottingham Forest probably safe, so it's probably really coming down to West Ham and Tottenham. Either one, if either of those teams get relegated, they're going to be probably playing in 3/4 full massive stadiums. Tottenham's massive stadium. West Ham plays in that Olympic stadium, these gigantic places.
Yeah.
And then what's the fallout? Players leave, manager leaves, money disappears. It's going to be brutal.
Okay, so now it just reminded me of this, what just happened in National League, which we're talking down the... So, yeah. So, York versus Rochdale, head-to-head. So, the way in the National League would work is whoever won this game basically automatically gets promoted because they won the National League.
Yep.
Whoever finished that game number one would get promoted. Whoever didn't would have to go into the playoffs. So Rochdale scored, I think it was in stoppage time, like the 91st or 92nd minute. Then York comes in, and so there was, even though it was scored in stoppage time, right? It was at Rochdale. Fans started invading the field, which means they added time on the clock. It was 6 minutes of stoppage time originally. It got extended to to where York scored an equalizer in the 103rd minute. And even though that game ended 1-1, York therefore won the National League and got promoted. Rochdale now is one of 6 teams to enter into the playoffs for the second promotion spot. Then what was it? I saw Coventry is automatically promoted, so they'll be back in the Premier League next year. They won the league, or the championship, I mean. The end of English football this year is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's some fun stuff. I don't know if I mentioned this on one of our shows. I was talking with one of the guys I work, but what would it be hilarious if West Ham got relegated and Millwall got promoted?
You did mention that before.
Did I? Okay, I couldn't remember. I know I talked about it at work, but I remember here. I'm going to bring it up again. I still think that would be hilarious. I have one more thing to mention real quick. So, a couple great YouTube pages I love watching. One is Away Days, fantastic. The other one I think is called Footy Adventures. So, the guy on Footy Adventures, get this, went to a Portsmouth FC game, okay, got the hospitality ticket, which means, you get the early entrance, you get the nice food. At halftime, you get to go in that little private eating area, right? The whole thing, you get great seats. Most expensive ticket at Portsmouth FC. You will not believe how much this ticket costs. I want you to I'll give you one guess.
Are we talking British pounds or U.S. dollars? Just so I have it.
Pounds.
Okay.
Championship team.
30 pounds.
How much did you say?
30.
30. No. Well, that you got a little crazy. That's a little insane. So it's the most expensive ticket you can get is 167 pounds. That at any American sporting event is like $2,000. We stink. That's all I'm saying. We stink.
Right. As of this recording, it's $225.85.
That is for a championship level side. So it's not Premier League, but still championship level side. The most expensive ticket. And that includes, again, that little pre-match hangout, food, drinks, halftime, food, drinks, the whole thing. That much money. And great seats.
You can go to that game for cheaper than you can go to any World Cup game.
Correct. And be treated with class.
Oh, you could probably go to that game for cheaper than it would cost you to get to a World Cup game at this point.
Yes, correct. Because, if you're going from Penn Station, it's going to drop at least $150 just for you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Most English teams are doing it right with their ticket prices. I'll say that.
Some apparently, every time I heard that the prices are getting jacked, or I don't know how, but they're going to get raised next year. Which I get, it's a new stadium and all that stuff, but come on, you got to give them at least 2 years to the new stadium before you start doing that kind of thing.
Well, Liverpool supporters are already protesting ticket increases next year. But it's like, it's not crazy. It's a couple bucks, but I get it because they know a couple bucks this year means a couple bucks next year and the year after that, right? And it never ends. Ask any Giants and Jets fan, as they well know. Our teams stink, but we're still going to keep jacking prices on you.
Someone's had to pay for the stadium somehow.
Yeah. We got to pay for Juan Soto, so.
And Bobby Bonilla still.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to retire the Bobby Bonilla thing because when you look at what the LA Dodgers are doing with their deferred payments, that should be under investigation at this point.
Basically, they looked at Bobby Bonilla and said, hold my beer.
Right. We're going to blow that out of the water with multiple players.
Yeah, I don't really understand how that's a thing that's allowed in sports.
Dude, I just don't know. And maybe starting next year when we have an MLB lockout, things will change.
I can go on this whole thing of I'm not saying all players. I'm saying, I don't think a baseball player needs to get the amount of money that some of the top baseball players do.
And guaranteed, by the way.
Yeah.
Guaranteed contracts.
Now granted, minor league players should get more. I absolutely agree with that because minor league players get shafted. But no, I don't think there's any major league player that needs to get $40 million plus a year.
No, and again, we know it's completely insane money, but we also understand what these players bring in revenue, right? That's why they get paid the big bucks. But my God, I don't think any of the New York Mets should be getting paid right now because they handed out a ton of contracts, and that team is trash. They got swept by the Rockies.
They don't hate to lose.
And they don't know how to fire a fucking manager just to shake things up because Mendoza, not all his fault. He's not the one swinging a bat. But even the Red Sox fired Alex Cora. No, Mets
Didn't they fire him on the road?
They did in Baltimore. Yeah.
I saw a post on something about the black van outside the team hotel or something.
Yeah.
Which I'll be going to a Royals game later this year.
Oh, fantastic!
Not the soccer night, though. Oh. The soccer jersey night. And for what it's worth, I think I saw the jersey for this year, and the soccer jersey didn't look that great.
You should go to Turnstile Night. They're doing a night for a legendary Baltimore hardcore band, Turnstile. They're giving away Turnstile jerseys. Maybe I should just send you there so you can bring me back a turnstile jersey.
Depends on when it is.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna send you real quick the link to the jersey for this year, the Orioles soccer jersey. Tell me how this makes sense. I'm assuming this is correct.
No, I'm about to find out. Let's see. No way. No way. That's not a thing.
That's a USA 250 jersey.
That's weird.
Literally, the only thing that's Orioles related is there's a bird in the crest. They have Orioles on the arm and Birdland on the back. I think this is purely a USA 250 kind of thing.
And I don't see anything on the Orioles website about this.
I mean, it could be wrong.
So, stay tuned, I guess, on that one.
Yeah. I'm going to, I believe it's Pride Night, actually. It's just, we're going some people, and it just happened like when stuff lined up for us.
Right.
Hold on. It's June 20th. Yeah, so the Nationals. But there is a Pride Night jersey, so I might be able to get this. I'm going to send you this. This is the Pride Night jersey, and this is off the actual Orioles website, which is not bad.
No, I dig that. That's pretty sweet looking.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, yep. That soccer jersey I sent you is legit. That's what the Orioles website has.
Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah. Probably they're not doing that more in like July, which would make sense for that.
All right.
Yeah, we... Costco, by the way, if you ever want tickets to certain games, it's a great place to go. We've got 2 field level seats for $85.
Nice. That would get you 2 seats in the parking lot at a Red Sox game. And then I think it'd only get you into like Chelsea for a Bruins game.
I think when I went to England, I think that would get you into an Everton game. But I might get you in. I think it was a little bit more. I think it was like 50 a person. 50 US. MASL will get you into one of those games. I can tell you that.
Yeah. You might become president of the team. You might be on the team.
I get you parking as well.
Right.
Which I will say, if the Baltimore Blast actually played in Baltimore, I would go to more games. They used to play at, I don't know what it's called. I think it's just Baltimore Arena. Mm-hmm. Which was a stadium that was like right down the street from Canyon Yards. It was so easy to get to. It was like literally you came off of 95, and 2 minutes later you're in the parking garage attached to the building. It was nice and easy. The only thing was, I guess, renovations aside, that they couldn't fill it too much. So whoever operates the stadium wanted more money than the team could pay.
Okay.
They moved to Towson University. The problem is, Towson University's available space for a field is really small. And on top of that, if you go there and you want to park and you are going for like a one-off, be prepared to walk around Johnny Unitas' football field because that's the only place you can park.
Okay.
So doing that walk, which is a good 10-15 minutes in the dead of winter. Yep. That was a fun night. Walking back to the car with the wind and like near freezing temperatures. That's why I haven't gotten to the game since. All right. Anything else for Dumpy Grounds?
Oh, no. I think we're good.
Okay. Then it's time for the last segment of the show, Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
That's terrible.
I've already talked about them, but I'm going to just remind everybody again that the New York Mets absolutely stink. Swept by shitty teams. Swept by the Rockies. Embarrassing. They're an embarrassing team. They're an embarrassment to Major League Baseball. They've embarrassed me far too long. I literally just got a new New York Mets jersey with Lindor's name on it. He, of course, is promptly hurt and will be out for multiple weeks, so that's probably on me. But I can't take the pain anymore. I just can't.
Now we need the goddamn Mets somehow. I'll play this in honor of them.
The goddamn Jets.
It works because we share a stadium.
Yep.
All right, let's wrap this one up. Patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month gets you exclusive content whenever we decide to do it. I thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto. Thank you for supporting the show. Email us redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us and leave a voicemail, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/redbullrant. On Blue Sky at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Doc the Stooge for myself, at the Truman for Truman. Instagram and Threads at Red Bull Rant, at Dr. Stooge, at Truman237. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. Although apparently on Spotify, some of our shows may have been pulled for copyright reasons.
Okay.
Who knows? So if you're listening on Spotify, I'm sorry. Maybe a gap in there. Yeah, so I when I was logging into the email to check something 13 hours ago, we got an email from Spotify. Apparently, we had some copyrighted protected music, and if not responded in the next 24 hours, 9 episodes would be removed.
Is that the 9 games we've ever won that we played Twist and Shout on?
Possibly.
And that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the fact that we put that in last year, and 1, I forgot to do it at the beginning of the year, but 2, we haven't done it much anyway.
Right.
All right. On that, any last words before we get out of here?
Yes. Simply, there's one team that I have high hopes for, so I want them to win tomorrow night and win this series, and that is the New York Knicks. Please, for the love of God, give me faith in New York sports. I need something. That being said, Red Bull organization, don't fucking embarrass us this weekend. Get your shit together and win.
Yep. So for Truman and myself, this has been episode 508 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.